the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. We're going to get to your top stories in just a bit. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Jackie Layer with a check on how it's going to be today. Jackie, I know we started off with some fog this morning.
Yeah, and that fog will continue to lift out. We're continuing to see improving conditions with that visibility at this point. But later on this afternoon, you do want to stay weather aware, especially for areas north and west of DC, where we will be dealing with that threat for some stronger storms, especially, I would say, closer towards the evening commute and a little bit after that. So in terms of planning out the rest of your day today, humid and partly sun-filled out there as we look ahead towards noon. Some thunderstorms bubbling up back out towards the mountains right around 4 p.m. By 8 p.m., we're looking at a few of those storms still north and west of the district as temperatures highs today will climb back into those lower to mid 80s. Still will be humid for much of the day too. That severe outlook for the day today from the Storm Prediction Center. Slight risk for areas north and west of the district. We're talking along and west of the I-81 corridor. So those are the areas you do want to stay weather aware for later on this afternoon and evening. In terms of timing, like I mentioned, anywhere 4 p.m. onwards back out towards the mountains. Notice those clusters of storms still hovering right along the I-81 corridor, even as we get closer towards sunset. We'll have more details on this, and I'll get towards the rest of that work week forecast coming up.
We see danger to our country and to our citizens, and we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
What we're seeing in LA is chaos caused by the administration.
Developing now in Los Angeles, elected leaders trading blame after a weekend of clashes between thousands of protesters and immigration authorities. President Trump now deploying the National Guard to the city, and those protest agents unleashing tear gas, flashbang explosives, and pepper balls. Protesters throwing rocks and cement at Border Patrol vehicles and lighting cars on fire. You could see that right there on your screen. Tensions remain high after multiple sweeps by immigration authorities Friday. The number of immigrant arrests in the city climbed to past 100. The White House says the Guard will, quote, address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester at this time. It's not clear when the troops will arrive. And meantime, California Governor Gavin Newsom calling the deployment of troops, quote, purposefully inflammatory, and saying they will only increase tensions on the street. He then urged protesters to remain peaceful. And the LAPD thanking peaceful protesters and calling out acts of vandalism, saying police were overwhelmed.
When peaceful demonstrations devolve into acts of vandalism or violence, especially violence directed at innocent people, law enforcement officers, and others, we must respond firmly. An act of violence, whether toward officers, demonstrators, or the public, will be met with swift and lawful action.
Now, this is a developing story. We will have more on this coming up on the news at noon. And in the district, DuPont Circle has reopened following violence during World Pride events over the weekend. Police say 2 juvenile boys were stabbed Saturday while involved in a fight. An hour later, police responding to a shooting across the street. This happening after the National Park Service and the mayor's office announced DuPont Circle will reopen for World Pride following the original decision to close the park. Witnesses we spoke with reacting to what they saw.
I just saw the caution tape between the cops and everyone gone.
I think it's always sad to see like a violence at an event that's all about love and inclusion, you know what I mean?
Now, police say both the juveniles who were stabbed and the man who was shot were taken to the hospital. And in Maryland, police are investigating after a man was shot and killed in a Hyattsville parking garage. It happened at around 5 o'clock Saturday morning on Warfield Drive near Morgan Boulevard. That is where police found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He died on scene. If you have any information, call police. And new developments in the case against a wrongfully deported Maryland man. He was brought back to the U.S., but only to face serious charges. Federal prosecutors now allege that Kilmar Abrego Garcia worked to bring thousands of undocumented Latin Americans into the country. They also accuse him of trafficking both guns and drugs. This all stems from a 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee. During that stop, officers reportedly suspected Abrego Garcia of human trafficking, but let him go with a warning. And Congressman Glenn Ivey speaking with DC News Now shortly after the news of Abrego Garcia's return. Ivey telling us he doesn't know what the federal charges mean for Abrego Garcia's deportation proceedings.
This might have been an effort to just shut down the case that was going forward in Greenbelt, where the judge there was giving the Trump administration a very hard time, and legitimately so, especially for them saying things like, sort of essentially secret information that they couldn't share. We'll see if that comes out in the case now, or whether that just was a subterfuge.
And Senator Chris Van Hollen also reacting to the news about Abrego Garcia. He released a statement saying, quote, "As I have repeatedly said, this is not about the man. It's about his constitutional rights and the rights of all." He went on to say the administration will now have to make its case in the court of law, as it should have all along. Van Hollen was the first lawmaker to go to El Salvador and meet with Abrego Garcia. And as tensions over immigration enforcement increase, the president's new travel ban is now in effect. Some 12 countries were on the list, including Haiti, Afghanistan, and Iran. The travel ban rejects visa applications from people of those 12 countries that you can see right there on your screen. One person says the ban is unfair.
I am Haitian, and so I have family in Haiti, and so it is pretty upsetting to see and hear. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's very upsetting to see and hear, and I hope that times get better.
Immigration experts say the new ban is designed to beat any court challenge by focusing on the visa application process. And plans are underway for the massive military parade celebrating the Army's 250th birthday, set to take place this weekend in D.C. It also coincides with President Trump's 79th birthday. The parade will start at 6:30. That's Saturday, 6:30 p.m. The festivities will include fireworks, a concert, and celebrity appearances. The celebration is set to cost a hefty $45 million. A third of that would be used to cover the cost of damage that could be done to D.C. roads by those Army tanks. The Army says they are putting down metal plates to protect the roads.
Once the parade is complete, we want to return these roadways fully to the DC commuters and all those that use these roads to get to and from work and to visit our capital city. So very, very minimal damage.
Military flyovers are expected to happen at the parade, and they will be coming out of Reagan National Airport. The airport is expected to close from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And with the warmer weather getting warmer, Frederick County, Maryland is putting out their extreme heat plan. The county defines extreme heat as when temperatures hit 95 degrees or higher. They will be opening up cooling centers and providing resources during those times. And for information on cooling resources, and for those who live in Frederick County, they can call or text 211. All right, and speaking of that heat, I know we have some heat coming, Jackie. We're talking about summer now. We started off pretty foggy today. Is it going to get hot today, though, later?
I mean, it's going to be seasonable out there later on this afternoon. We're talking low to mid 80s across much of the region. But as we look ahead towards later this week, that's when we see some 90s returning to the area, especially Thursday and Friday. So I'll go over those details coming up with that 7-day forecast. Let's talk about the planner for the day today. Certainly humid out there through the latter half of the morning and into the early afternoon. Partly sun-filled, though, by noon. And then we're looking at that storm possible, or at least a few thunderstorms bubbling up back out towards the mountains region mid to late afternoon. Then we're talking right about 8 p.m. ahead of sunset. Storm chances mainly north and west of the district, and that's where the Storm Prediction Center has put that slight risk. 2 out of 5 on that severe scale. Any of these thunderstorms that will pop up in this area shaded in yellow, they could contain some damaging winds. That'll be the main threat with any of those storms that do pop up. So let's get right to a Futurecast to show you the latest timing. We'll see those winds picking up mainly out of the south today, 5 to 10 miles per hour. A few of those storms popping up right around 4 p.m. back out towards the mountains region and over towards parts of West Virginia. Then we still have those clusters of storms that continue to lift their way eastward and right along the I-81 corridor closer towards sunset. These will eventually fade away, and then overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we're tracking those showers to start off tomorrow morning's commute. So 6 o'clock in the morning, we're seeing that wet weather across much of the area, but those will continue to fade away by noon. And then we're looking at some parts partial sunshine into the afternoon before a chance for a spot shower or storm to develop for our far southernmost areas later on tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow, not a complete washout, but we're also looking at those showers and storms around, I would say, much of our Tuesday. Much of the rain falls mainly in that morning commute. Then as we look ahead towards Wednesday, a cold front clears the area. We'll be seeing mainly sun-filled skies out there for Wednesday and lower humidity behind that front. We're back in those middle 80s Wednesday, although we'll see comfortable humidity. So those middle 80s, it's going to feel great out there for your Wednesday as high pressure is with us. Thursday and Friday, though, we slowly start to see a bit more of that humidity building back in along with that heat as well. Talking about those high temperatures for Thursday and Friday, back to right around 90 degrees. And both days are looking dry. We're just looking at later on Friday evening and Friday night is when we could see some thunderstorms. And then for this upcoming weekend, we're talking about lower 80s Saturday with some scattered showers and storms, especially into the afternoon hours. A touch cooler for Sunday for Father's Day with those high temperatures back in the upper 70s. A few showers also still in the forecast.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Well, DuPont Circle reopening Saturday right before World Pride weekend festivities kicked off. The event drew in millions from across the country and around the world. Our Dave Laval brings us to the sights and sounds.
A festive celebration in Northwest D.C.
It's World Pride, hello! Everyone is happy. Everyone is excited.
Capitol Hill's Kiki Jomo has attended D.C.'s Pride Parade for the last 5 years. There's no way she would miss this year's festivities.
I hope it brings everyone together more. And, you know, I hope the future is brighter for the LGBT community.
More people make their way along the parade route than in the past. The district is hosting World Pride for the first time. Organizers said there are at least 50 more groups taking part in the event, including the host of next year's World Pride, Amsterdam.
Be who you are, love who you want, and be yourself. Hey, 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 hey.
World Pride is expected to attract between 2 to 3 million people, with an economic impact of more than $600 million. Mayor Muriel Bowser hopes they take something more valuable with them.
Celebrate Pride, experience Washington, D.C., and go home with great memories.
All right, that was Dave Laval reporting. Turning now to consumer news, craft store Michaels is buying its competitor Jo-Ann Fabrics. The move is aimed to let Michaels expand its own fabric, sewing, and yarn products. Jo-Ann filed for bankruptcy in February and was going out of business. Michaels has more than 1,000 stores across the country, including several in the DMV. All right, Caps head coach Spencer Carberry earning some high honors. On Saturday, he was awarded the NHL's Coach of the Year award. Carberry helped lead the team to the #1 record in the Eastern Conference this year, but unfortunately, the Caps did lose in the second round of the playoffs. Carberry's family was there to help surprise him with that award.
Worked really, really hard, so I think he really deserved this, and he's just a really good dad in general.
My dad put a lot of time and effort into his team and the players, so I really feel like he deserves this award.
Spencer dedicates everything he has to everything he does, including being a dad and a husband.
All right, congrats to Carberry. The trophy is officially named the Jack Adams Award. Adams is the only person in NHL history to win a Stanley Cup as a player, coach, and general manager. And Washington Capitals forward TJ Oshie is set to make a special announcement today at the Georgetown Harbor. The event will start at 5 on K Street Northwest. There'll be poster making and giveaways for fans. Today's event marks 7 years since Oshie and a few other Caps players swam in the harbor's fountain after winning the Stanley Cup. All right, D.C. is celebrating Caribbean Heritage Month with several events. On Sunday, there's a Taste of Caribbean dance event and a Father's Day bazaar. On Friday, the 27th, there's an event to celebrate the 3-year anniversary of the Caribbean Community Affairs Office. All events are free. I'm sure that is going to be a good time. All right, that's all the time we have for you on DC News Now. Just be sure to stick around for more news and weather coming up on the news at noon.